What is mental prayer? Part 3. A reading from Jordan Allman's book, Spiritual Theology, beginning on page 322. Note: the author uses the word meditation and mental prayer interchangeably. Practice of meditation. What time of day is best for meditation? It is better by far to select the most opportune time of the day and then observe the same time each day. Regularity in prayer is of extreme importance, for it is easy to alter the schedule, then change the time for any pretext whatever, and ultimately abandon the practice of prayer. It should be noted that not all times are equally satisfactory. As a general rule, it is more difficult to meditate after a heavy meal, immediately after recreation, or when the mind is distracted or fatigued by many occupations. Most writers on the spiritual life state that the best time for meditations are early in the morning, the late afternoon before the evening meal, or late at night when one has finished all the duties and occupations of the day. But even this cannot be given as a hard and fast rule, and perhaps the best norm to be followed is to meditate when one's mind is most alert and one can be recollected. The duration of meditation cannot be the same for all individuals or for all states of life. It should, as far as possible, be adjusted to the needs of each. Religious are usually obliged by their constitutions to devote a definite period of time to mental prayer. Although there are various opinions concerning the length of time to be spent in meditation, it is reasonable to state that, if the time spent in meditation is too brief, most of the period is used in getting ready to pray and not in actual prayer. But if the time is too long, devotion is stifled and the period assigned for prayer becomes a period of penance. St. Thomas teaches that prayer should last as long as the soul is in a state of fervor and devotion, and that it should terminate when it can no longer be prolonged without tedium and continual distractions. Footnote: Summa Theologiae, Secunda Secundae, question 883, article 14. Whatever the length of time given to meditation, its influence should be felt throughout the whole day. In this way, as St. Thomas suggests, prayer can be constant. The use of fervent ejaculatory prayers will preserve the fire of devotion throughout the day. The important thing is that one leads a life of prayer. Without it, one can hope to gain little from the particular time set aside for meditation. We have already spoken of the place for prayer when we treated on vocal prayer, but something further needs to be said concerning meditation. The church is the most fitting place for meditation because of the sanctity of the place, the presence of Christ in the Eucharist, and the solitude and recollection usually found there. Yet, meditation can be made in any place in which a person can be recollected and can concentrate on the material of the meditation. It is a question of particular dispositions, and the best rule of conduct is the one based on personal experience. Posture during meditation is important because of the necessity of recollection and attention in discursive prayer. Some persons may find it most effective to meditate while kneeling, but for others the discomfort may prove a cause of distraction. But whether we are kneeling, seated, or standing, two extremes should be avoided: excessive comfort or excessive mortification. If we are too comfortable, we may find it difficult to keep our mind on the material of meditation, or we may even fall asleep. If we are too uncomfortable, the position may be a cause of distraction and will soon kill devotion. From what has been stated, it should be evident that the practice of meditation is a great spiritual help. Numerous persons who live habitually in sin continue in that condition simply because they never reflect seriously upon the state of their souls. Some of them do not have malicious hearts, nor do they hate the things of God or their own salvation. They have simply given themselves entirely to purely natural activities and have neglected the things that are of importance to their soul. One of the greatest proofs that their sad condition is due not so much to malice as to the lack of reflection is the fact that when they return to the practice of their religion, or attend a retreat or mission, they may experience a complete conversion of life. With good reason does St. Teresa maintain that the practice of mental prayer is necessarily connected with growth in virtue. It is therefore a great help for salvation to cultivate the practice of daily meditation. Those who aspire to sanctity by giving themselves completely to the active life while neglecting the life of prayer may just as well forget about Christian perfection. Experience proved that there is absolutely nothing that can supply for the life of prayer, not even the daily reception of the Eucharist. There are many persons who receive communion every day, yet their spiritual life is mediocre and lukewarm. The reason is none other than the lack of mental prayer, either because they omit it entirely, or they practice it in a mechanical and routine fashion. We repeat that without prayer it is impossible to attain Christian perfection, no matter what our state of life or the occupation to which we dedicate ourselves. End of the section on mental prayer.